What's good? What's good, people? I hope you guys are well. What's good? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's good? What is good? Waiting for you guys to join. Waiting for more of you to join. What's happening, people? What's happening? Where you guys at? Where you guys at? Where you guys at? Waiting for you guys to join. And let's get this party started. Thought I'd do another live stream today. I'm enjoying doing these live streams. Yesterday was good. And hopefully we can get another good live stream in today. What's happening though, people? What's happening? Get your questions in, guys. Get your questions in. Smash the like button. Everyone in the stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. Let's get this party started, man. Let's get this party started. Smash the like button, everyone in the stream. If you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. Salute, Ricardo. What's going on? I hope you're well. What's good? What's good? Smash the like button, everyone in the stream. Salute to everybody in the chat. Crimson said, I think a lot of people are overlooking Golovkin. I'm a Canelo fan, but who recent years has given Canelo his toughest fight? Yeah, Golovkin has. Golovkin's a beast. I've said it for many years. I think Golovkin's top draw. I think he's underappreciated. Good morning, Hamey from California. What's good? What's good? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. What's good, people? Smash the like button, guys, and get your questions in. I'm waiting for your guys' questions. Let's get those questions in. Waiting for you guys to get your questions in. All right, what's good? What's happening? What's happening? Smash the like button, everyone in the stream, guys. If you can smash the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, and if you're new to the channels, send the questions through, man. Send the questions through. I'm looking forward to answering your questions, man. Get those questions in and smash the like button, guys. What's good? Jaime Alvarez says, I think Canelo deserves a soft touch in December. If he goes and defeats Bivol and GGG, he needs a Mexico homecoming. Yeah, I just think the opportunity to become undisputed will be so big that would Canelo be able to turn that down? I'm not so sure. I think the opportunity would be so great for him. Yeah, that could be an option. He could fight, in Mexico in December, and then look to fight, Artur Beterbiev in May next year. That's definitely a possibility as well. With that, and that's definitely something that I'm pretty sure Canelo will look into as well. I'm kind of desperate to see that Beterbiev fight though. That's why I'm kind of a bit impatient. Probably because I want to see that Beterbiev fight badly, and Beterbiev's not getting any younger. Smash the like button, everyone in the stream. Smash the like button. Yeah, so I want to see that Beterbiev fight because Beterbiev's getting older. And the quicker it gets made, the better that fight will be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how Canelo gets on with someone like Beterbiev. How good is Artur Beterbiev? These are all things that I want to see. I want to find out. So yeah, hopefully that fight gets made sooner rather than later. To be honest with you, because I think it's a spectacular fight. I generally do think it's a great fight. So yeah, hopefully that fight can be made. Smash the like button, though, guys. Everyone in the stream, get your questions in as well, please, guys. I really appreciate it. Everyone in the stream, there's 10 of you. If you can all smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. So Mad Dog's in the house. Mad Dog says, this is the only way I see Canelo losing if he takes a big fight after a big fight. He does need a soft touch, yeah? Yeah, he does need a soft touch. Like, who's the soft touch, though? That's the thing. Who's going to be the soft touch? And Canelo gets paid huge money. Who they're going to pay him for that soft touch? That's the thing. Because Canelo's get paid such huge money, who are they going to give Canelo for that soft touch? That's the only thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to who Canelo fights. I agree. So Jaime Alvarez says, I agree. I would like to see the Beterbiev, but the Bivol fight is going to be tough, and I think GGG will also be tiresome fight. Canelo and Beterbiev at 100% next year. Yeah, May. I think that's a good in May. Canelo's top 20 of all time. Canelo's top 20 of all time. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? Do you think Canelo's a top 20 of all time? It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. Like, if you were to ask most people, people would probably say no. Just because of the fact that the resume doesn't compare to some of the resumes of the past, in the sense that people may say, well, you know, he hasn't got some of the greats that some of the other greats had in their eras. Whereas, so it just depends, man. It depends on how you look at it. Like, personally, I think you have to wait till Canelo's career is over. I think Jaime Alvarez is right. You have to wait till his career is over. You can't really judge. If he becomes undisputed at 175, he will be top 25. But how do we judge who's top 25? How do we judge? Like, I don't know how we can judge. Like, you know, I don't know how we can judge. I don't see how we can judge somebody like who's top 25. Like, how can we judge? Like, yeah, we've got Ali, we've got Sugar Ray Robinson, and we've got those guys that everyone has in their top, at the top. But how do we judge? I don't quite understand how we judge who's the greatest. How do we define who's the greatest? It's hard to define, you know. It's yeah, I just don't know how you would judge that personally. But, you know, each to their own. And being the greatest is subjective, right? So someone could think you're the greatest, but someone else could think you're not. So it just depends. It's kind of like really subjective, in my opinion. I feel like this is a very subjective sport, you know. So yeah, smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Mad Dog says, the fact that we are having the discussion at age 31 and at his prime, with probably the biggest fight ahead of him, says a lot. Yeah, well, Canelo has achieved a lot at a very young age. Let's see how he ages. I think he's going to age pretty well, because I think his style is one that adapts. And also, I think Canelo stays in the gym and lives the life, unlike a lot of other fighters. So I think Canelo's going to be able to go for a very long time, whereas some other fighters, you know, finish pretty quick. I don't think Canelo's going to finish quick. Easy work for Canelo. What, you think Beterbiev's easy work for Canelo? I'm not so sure. I don't think Beterbiev is easy work for Canelo. I don't think that is easy work at any stretch. That's definitely not easy work, in my opinion. But I do think Canelo's a step below so a step below fighters like Marvin Hagler. Yeah, well, Hagler was a beast. Hagler was a beast. You know, it's hard to compare. I think. So Jaime Alvarez says, I think Canelo gets unfairly criticized. He's beating world champ after world champ. I think it should be criticism of the era and not Canelo. Previous eras boxers were more well matched. I think he's trying to say, yeah, evenly matched. Sorry, yeah, evenly matched. Yeah, I think there was better boxers as well, in the sense that there was more gulf of talent. Whereas I don't think Canelo's got the gulf of talent that some of the boxers of the yesteryear had, which unfortunately is why, you know, when it comes to ranking him against some of the other all-time greats, it's going to be hard to do, because some of those were around, like, you know, Hagler fought Hearns and Leonard and Duran, and some of those are viewed as some of the greatest of all time. Like, some of them are in the top 10, you know, like Leonard, Duran, and Marvin Hagler, you can arguably have in your top 10. That's how highly people rate them. So it's just each to their own, really. Guys, everyone in the stream, if you can smash the like button and get your questions in, guys. Get your questions in. I'm waiting for your questions, guys. Get your questions in. Let's get your questions in. If you want to jump on, you're more than welcome to jump on as well. Let me get this in. Okay, so Jaime Alvarez is making some good points. He says, but it is because they were better boxers in the past, or is it because Canelo is in a different league? I don't know. Well, it's difficult, because people will say when he met a boxer that was a top tier boxer like Golovkin, Canelo didn't have it easy. Do you know what I mean? Like, Canelo had it tough against Golovkin. So what people are probably going to say is that how many fighters were there like Golovkin in Canelo's era? Whereas some of the past boxers probably had 3 or 4 boxers that they had to face, like Golovkin level type. Whereas Canelo's probably had 1 of that type. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. You look, Canelo, even if you could say Canelo's fighting average competition, for example, but it's the way he's beating those guys as well. That needs to be brought into consideration. Canelo's battering those dudes and but beating them up. So I think that needs to be taken into consideration because Canelo is putting a beat down on a lot of these guys. So I think that needs to be definitely brought into perspective. That needs to be brought into the discussion because Canelo is doing things that, are formidable. Like in 10 months, he cleaned out a division. That's something not to be laughed at or something not to be coughed at. That's a serious achievement. So yeah, I think that's something that deserves a lot of credit and respect personally. But yeah, get your questions in, guys. I'm waiting for your questions. Get those questions in and smash the like button while you're there. Get the questions in and smash the like button. Waiting for your questions, man. Waiting for your questions. Get those questions in. Keep those questions flowing in, guys. Keep those questions flowing in. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for those questions, guys. Waiting for those questions. Okay, so Ray says Usyk can become undisputed at heavyweight. Yeah, if he beats, I think he's gonna probably fight AJ again, and then fight Fury. So he can definitely become. I think Usyk is special, man. I think Usyk can beat them all. I do. I've said it for a while now. I really rate Usyk very highly. I think he can. I think he can beat them all. I do. So we just have to wait and see how Usyk fares on with Joshua in the rematch. I think he'll beat Joshua in the rematch, and then Fury's going to be the tough one. He's different class. He is different class. I see him winning against Fury on points. Yeah, possibly. I want to see how he handles Fury's size, and Fury's reach advantage because Fury uses his height and reach and weight very well. It's not like Joshua. Fury knows how to use his reach, size, and all of that. So we have to see how he copes with all of that. Do you know what I mean? That's gonna be the tough test for Alexander Usyk is when he fights someone like Tyson Fury and Fury's leaning all over him. How's he gonna cope with that kind of pressure, that size, that strength? But Usyk is special. Let's be brutally honest. Usyk is special. Who wins? Arthur says, who wins between Martinez and Warrenton? Warrenton, man. Warrenton's gonna win that fight. Martinez is old and past it. And before he fought, when he knocked out Kid Galahad, he was getting battered in that fight. Let's be brutally honest. And he landed a big punch. I think for me, Martinez is kind of washed. He's kind of past his best. And I just think that Warrenton's going to overwhelm him. I think Lara beats him all, though. He's exactly like Loma, but a cruiserweight version. Yeah. He does fight. I think he's better than Loma. I'll be honest with you. People may disagree, but I think Usyk is better than Loma. That's just my personal opinion, man. I think Usyk is even better. That's just my guys. Everyone in the stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Hit the like button. Pound that like button. Really hit that like button, guys. I really appreciate if you hit that like button. There's 21 of you in here, and there's eight likes. So let's get those likes up, guys. Smash the like button for me. The question is, why isn't Warrenton getting a title shot and not? Why is Warrenton getting a title shot and not Lara? I don't know. Yeah, as you pointed out, boxing politics. But Lara for me beats Lara would beat Josh Warrenton. Lara would beat Lee Wood. Lara for me is a monster. Like I don't think anybody wants to go near that dude, and I don't blame them because Lara's a beast. Why would you want to go near that guy? I wouldn't if I was managing and advising those guys. I wouldn't take my fighters near them. So I don't blame them not going near Lara personally. But I just think that Lara deserves a title shot. He's done it. Like he's beaten Warrenton, right? And he's not getting a title shot. So Lara definitely deserves a title shot. I'm with you there, Jaime. I think Lara should be fighting for the title, but because Warrenton's he's a bigger name and he's got a bigger fan base. I think that obviously puts him in prime position. Lara doesn't have that, so that's why Lara's not getting the opportunity, and Warrenton is. It's all about money and it's all about fan base and who puts bombs on seats. And Warrenton does that. Warrenton has a huge fan base in Leeds, which he can draw. He can draw big numbers. So he's a big commodity over there, whereas Lara isn't. So yeah, guys, smash the like button, guys. Everyone in the stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. If you can hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and let's get this let's get the questions in, man. Let's get the questions in. Let's get those questions in, guys. Let's get those questions in. Waiting for your questions. Get those questions in, peeps. Get your questions in. I'm waiting for those questions, man. Waiting for those questions. Let's get those questions in, guys. Waiting for your questions. Okay, so Zakamo says, oh boy, a third live stream in 1 week. What a treat, Imran. Yep. I said I'm gonna be doing quite a few live streams this week. I thought I had 3 days. Feel rejuvenated, feel like I want to do some more live streams. Yeah, so Ray says, a boxer that I miss is Marcus Maidana. I would have loved to see this guy be Thurman or Danny. Yeah, I would have. Marcus Maidana is one of my favorite fighters as well. And I would have loved to see him fight Keith Thurman. I would have loved to see Marcus Maidana fight Danny Garcia. I think he would have been hell for those guys. I think Maidana would have been a problem for all of those guys. He was an absolute beast of a fighter. What exciting fighter he was. Great watch as well. Good for you, brother. Good having you, Zakamo. You missed yesterday, man. There was some heated stuff yesterday. I don't know. You probably caught it up, watched it, but yeah, Ash and Makai got into a heated debate, which was really good to watch. So if you haven't seen it, go watch that live stream. It was great. People, that was a good watch. Haney or Kambosos? I feel like Haney could outpoint him. I'm going for Kambosos on that one. Look, I think Haney could win. I wouldn't be surprised if Haney wins. But I just feel like Kambosos might have the edge in that one. I might be wrong, but I just feel like Kambosos might have the edge in that one. So Leaf Hound, my man Leaf Hound's in the house. Says Maidana duck Keith Thurman. Yeah. Maidana, did he duck Keith Thurman? I don't know. Well, Thurman was like kind of avoided by a lot of guys at that point. He was kind of like the boogeyman and a very dangerous watch. Dangerous fighter. But like, did Maidana? I think Maidana would fight anyone, man. I don't think Maidana was afraid of Keith Thurman. Maidana would literally fight anyone and everyone. Let's be brutally honest. Maidana ain't no afraid of no Keith Thurman. I can say that for sure. For surety, Maidana would have fought Keith Thurman in a heartbeat. Maidana would have fought anyone in a heartbeat. I just think it probably didn't present itself to Maidana. And I think Keith Thurman probably would have preferred to face like an Amir Khan or someone like that. What if Canelo lost to Bivol? Then he loses, man. Like, Canelo can lose, man. He's human at the end of the day. Why can't Canelo lose to Bivol? Bivol's a great fighter. So there's no shame if Canelo does lose. He may well lose. Canelo may well lose to Bivol, He may well lose to Bivol. That's just, Bivol's a great fighter, Ahmed. Can we agree to stop using duck so freely? Boxing politics usually gets in the way of fights. Take a look at Munguia and Charlo. That field through. Yeah. Where's that source, Leaf Hound? Where's that source where it says Maidana pulled out the fight with Keith Thurman? For some reason, I don't believe that, unless you can find me a source that proves that Maidana, because Maidana's not really a duck type of guy. Do you know what I mean? Maidana will fight anyone. So yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I agree with that 100%. Get your questions in, guys. Get your questions in. Get those questions in. 50-50 fight. What's a 50-50 fight? Ray, what's a 50-50 fight? What do you think's a 50-50 fight? There's some great fights that never happened that should have happened, in my opinion. There's some great matchups at welterweight, at middleweight, some great matchups. Think of some great matches that you wanted to see that didn't happen, that you wanted to happen. What matches didn't happen? There's Lennox Bow that a lot of people talk about. A lot of people rave about that fight and talk about who would have won that one. Thurman v. Khan, but in his prime, 50-50. Yeah, that would have been a wicked fight, to be honest. I think that would have been a wicked fight. It would have been a great one. I would have loved to see that fight. I would have slightly edged towards Thurman. I would have probably given Thurman the edge in that one because Thurman's a bigger guy. He's a natural welterweight and he punches really hard. But I think if Khan hit him with a body shot, I think Thurman could have crippled like he did to Maidana. Yeah, so that would have been a great fight. That would have been a proper fight. That would have been a proper scrap of what we would have called a proper fight. Unfortunately, that fight didn't happen. You know, that would have been a super fight. You know, I just really think that would have been a great fight. Benavidez v Boo Boo. Benavidez v Boo Boo. Who you got? I got Boo Boo, man. I know it's not the popular opinion, but I just don't rate Benavidez that highly. I know people rate Benavidez. I need to see more. Maybe Benavidez is the real deal. Maybe I'm wrong. And I listen, if I'm wrong, I'll be willing to put my hand up and say I was wrong. I'm not one to, if I get things wrong, I get things wrong. I'm more than happy to accept it. I just need to see more from Benavidez. Do you know what I mean? And once I see more from Benavidez, I'll be happy to accept that, look, I got it wrong. Do you know what I mean? But I just need to see a little bit more from Benavidez at this point. And maybe against Lemieux, we'll find that out. If there was 10 more seconds in the first round when he fought Maidana, he would have actually stopped him in the first round. Yeah, he would have done. That was an unbelievable body punch. It wasn't just a body punch; it was a combination that he put to land that body punch. It was that was phenomenal. Khan in his prime was a serious dude, man. Maidana was all over the place after that body shot. That was a beautifully placed body shot. You know, Maidana is such a beast and such a strong man that he managed to recover from that. You know, those type of body shots, right? They knock the wind, they knock the wind and the sails out, you know, they knock this complete wind out of you. And he came back and he almost stopped Khan later on in that fight. So Maidana was an absolute animal of a fighter. Floyd Mayweather v Amir Khan at 135. I got Mayweather easy work. Yeah, but Khan wasn't a 135 pounder, man. He was too big for that weight. Floyd Mayweather would have beaten Khan at any weight, man. Mayweather was just something else. The eye test on this one, brother. Benavidez just finished fights better, and he can punch and fast. Yeah, he is fast, but can he punch? Zakamo, can Benavidez punch? You know, look at the last fight he had with Kyron Davis. Look how much punishment that guy took. I don't think Benavidez is a big puncher. I think he's fast, but I don't think he's a big puncher, Zakamo. I disagree with you about his punching power. I think he's fast and he's got fast hands, but I don't think he's a big puncher. Everyone in the live stream, if you can smash the like button, guys, I'd really appreciate if you can smack the like button. I really appreciate it. I don't get the Benavidez hype. He's a good fighter, but he's defensively irresponsible. Benavidez is a young and he will get better. Yeah. Yeah, Maidana was a warrior. He can't punch. There you go, Zakamo. Jaime Alvarez disagreed with you that he can't punch. You know, he's not a big puncher, man. I think he lacks that one punch hitter quitter type power. But you know what? He's fast. He is fast, and speed generates power. If you're getting caught with multiple combinations, you know, you that hurts over a period of time. It kind of wears you and beats you down. You know, so Benavidez, he hasn't got raw power. He hasn't got knockout, one punch knockout power, but he's definitely got respectable power. You know, it's nothing where you want to give up a free shot or anything on your chin. But I don't think he's a huge puncher. Do you know what I mean? The bad left hook says, Maidana v Thurman fight off. Team Maidana wants a tune-up published. Oh, 2012 by Scott Christ. Wow. You know, if Maidana, not sure how to send you this link. I'll find it anyway. Now that you sent me that, I'll find that. I'll find it and probably talk about it in, you know, a second part of a video I do. I'll find that link and I'll just do a video about it. That would have been a great fight, by the way. You know what? Maidana could have beaten Thurman, you know. Maidana could have beaten anybody. Maidana was just an animal. It's just the fact that Maidana, for me, after he became well known after Floyd, I feel like that was the opportunity for Maidana because Maidana then became a big name. So Maidana should have used that opportunity to then kick on. Like I could imagine it like Maidana against Spence being hell for Spence, especially after watching the Porter fight. I think Maidana v Thurman could have been hell for Keith Thurman. You know, because Maidana was so tough. He had a granite chin and the guy kept coming. So that would have been great fights. You know, Maidana could have caused some damage in those fights. I'm almost certain Benavidez and Andrade will fight this year or the first quarter of next year, and then we'll see. Do you think so? Are you sure that they'll fight? Are you very sure? I'm not sure. You know, I'm not convinced any of these guys. Like, I think, look, if there's any of these guys that are going to fight each other, I think Benavidez and Andrade, because I think both of those guys are frustrated and they want to prove something, you know. So I think there's a good chance that we get them two fighting. But I hope it's sometime soon, man. What's going on, brother? Alvera in the house. What's going on? Salute, bro, from Chicago, I guess. US, enjoy your channel. Very honest and unbiased. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate you. Jaime Alvarez says, if Benavidez, Boo Boo, Plant, and Charlo fight each other, I think the era of boxing will be reevaluated and Canelo beating Plant will look a lot better. Yeah, it depends on how Plant gets on with all of those guys. You know what I mean? If Plant does a number on those guys, then yeah, you're right. You know, you're right. If Plant does a number on all of those guys, then Canelo's win over him would look great. Point is, everyone ducks when the price isn't right. Yeah, that's a good point. But was it the price? Maybe there was a better opportunity there. Because when did he fight Mayweather? Maybe there was a better opportunity that presented itself. So maybe he thought, forget this Thurman fight, I'll just fight someone else. You know, Maidana, like I said, Maidana was a guy that didn't really get, you know, he had to work his way to the top. He wasn't gifted or granted anything. He didn't have a red carpet, you know, under him. Like some fighters. Some fighters have that red carpet. I think we get Charlo v Plant after both tune-ups. That's a great fight. Who wins that fight, Leaf Hound? You know what? I'm edging towards Plant in that one. You know, but I won't be surprised. Charlo's a good fighter as well. That's a good fight. But you know, Plant's size, his movement could cause Charlo some big issues. Jaime Alvarez says, but that's not a duck. It's doing business. Yeah, that's good point. Jaime Alvarez makes a good point. Spence v. Jamel Charlo. Was it Spence v. Jamal Charlo? Who you got, Imran? I've got Spence in that one. I think Spence. Yeah, I think Spence wins that one. I think Spence might be. I think Spence is technically the better out of the two, personally. But that's a great fight. That's a great fight. Everyone in the live stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Hit the like button, guys. Smash that like button. Let's get those likes up. Zakamo says, yes, Benavidez will fight anyone, and Andrade is desperate to get real fights. David may open the door for Andrade, yeah, but he's got to open that door. He's got to win the fight. Otherwise, you know, it's no good. Maidana was an awesome boxer. Alvera says, yeah, he was. He was great to watch as well. Very exciting fighter, fan-friendly fighter, one that, you know, the fans love to watch. So yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think Maidana was an awesome fighter to watch, without question. I think he was enjoyable. I think Maidana had a lot going for him, to be honest with you. He was very, very exciting. Get your questions in, guys. Get those questions in. Waiting for your questions. I'm waiting for your questions, guys. Get those questions in. Get those questions in, guys. Get those questions in. Where is everyone today? Seems like waiting for you guys to enter the. Jaime Alvarez says, Spence v Canelo at 164 catchweight in 3 years. It would be possible. Who do you think takes it? Spence v Canelo at 164. I don't think Canelo would win that fight, personally. I personally think Canelo wins that fight. Yeah. Jesse says, stop it. Who are you saying stop it? Or are you saying it about Spence and Canelo? Yeah, I think Canelo. Miguel, you're trying to come in. It's not allowing me your connection. It's not allowing me to let you in again. I don't know where you're sitting or whatever, but your connection is bad. It doesn't even allow me to let you in. So try reconnecting. Again, it doesn't allow me to let you in. I don't know what goes off with your connection. No. Struggling to let you in. I got Plant by experience alone. Plant went 11 rounds with Canelo. Charlo don't know how to break a fighter down like Canelo. Charlo, yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. I think there's a lot of things in Charlo's game that Charlo needs to improve of quite a few things, to be honest, in his game. I think there's a lot of things that Charlo can improve, but I do think Charlo's a good fighter. I just think that I think he needs to improve, get better. I do think there's a top fighter in there, but I think the lack of experience is what he lacks, at that top level. So no KP says rigged fights were fighters that took a dive. Rigged fights where fighters took a dive. Who took a dive? What fighters do you know took a dive? No KP. Trying to get Miguel in, but I can't. For some reason, I can't seem to get him in. Trying to get Miguel in the chat. It's really frustrating when this kicks off. I don't know whether it's Miguel's connection or whatever it is. For some reason, it's just not allowing me to let Miguel in. What the hell is going off? Bloody hell. Get your questions in, guys, and smash the like button. Everyone in the stream, I'd appreciate if you smash the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Smash that like button. I'm saying fights that look suspect. Do you think it goes on? I don't think so, man. I don't think a fighter would take a dive. I don't think fighters would take a dive like that. That's just my personal opinion. Like, if you're a fighter, why would you take a dive? I just don't see it. I don't see that. I don't see why a fighter would take a dive. But who knows? Haswi says Jimenez says Benavidez can't beat my grandma. Come on, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh on Benavidez. That's harsh, very harsh. Ahmed says Bernard Hopkins said Ward would beat down Canelo. What do you make of his view? I don't think so, but like I said, it's a fight that's never going to happen, and we're never going to know. But Ward was a good fighter. There's no doubt about it. Ward could fight. Would he beat down Canelo? I don't think so. I don't think anyone can beat down Canelo like that. I just don't see it. I don't see how you could beat down Canelo. But Ward was a great fighter as well. So who knows? Who knows? But I don't see anyone breaking down and beating up Canelo. I just don't see it. But that's just my opinion. Do you think Tank will ever be allowed to fight real competition? Depends on Mayweather, really. Depends on Mayweather whether he wants him to fight real competition. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Does Mayweather want him to fight real competition? That's up to Mayweather. Mayweather can control that. We as fans want to see him fight real competition, but does Mayweather want to see him fight real competition? That's down to Mayweather, really. I think fans are kind of frustrated. Fans want to see him in there with the best. Fans want to see him fight the top guys because we're frustrated with we're frustrated with these poor average fights. So yeah, we want to see the best fight the best. That's what fans want to see. The fans want to see the best take on the best. So what were we saying? So it says here, Leafhound says, I can't forget how bad Korobov had Charlo missing these wide hooks. Yeah, he did look pretty bad in that fight, to be fair. Korobov had him. Korobov made him look pretty bad. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. Zakamo says, Imran, who do you think wins between Golovkin, Ward, prime for prime? That's a tough one, man. That's a really tough one. It's hard for me to pick that fight. I don't know. Who do you think wins? I'm not sure. I'm not sure who wins. I'm generally not sure who wins that fight. Not sure. Jesuis Jimenez says they should fight each other in order to win the golden ticket to fight Canelo. Yeah, I think they might have to. I think they might have to eventually. Personally, I think they might have to because I don't think Canelo will fight him otherwise. Okay, out of the 135 pounders, who do you think fares better at 140 out of the 135-pound fighters. Who fares better? Probably Haney, because he gets hit less. He's a bit like negative. So maybe Haney. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? I don't know. It's a tough one. Haney probably. Benavidez beats everyone at 168 except for Canelo. Does he? Do you reckon Benavidez beats everyone? Time will tell. I got Golovkin, Imran, says Zakamo. He's got Golovkin against Ward. I'm not sure. For me, that's a very cracking fight, good fight. Hard one to call for me. It's a hard fight. They're both great fighters. I don't understand myself. Probably try sit somewhere else in your house or wherever you are. Try sit somebody somewhere else. It's just not. I don't know what's going off. Try sit somebody somewhere else, and maybe I'll be able to get you in. Sometimes it's where you sit. To be honest, or maybe restart your phone or whatever you're trying to get in with, and try it like that. Sometimes that works as well. Plant won't be the same after Canelo fight. He'll probably got some damages if you notice. Those who fought Canelo, they're not the same anymore. Won't be the same. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Try restarting it and then come back. I think Golovkin would struggle to land on Ward. Yeah, I think, possibly. That's a good fight. It's a good fight, that one. I don't know who would win that, to be honest. I think it's a good fight. I do. I think Golovkin. I think that would be a very, very tough fight. Good one to watch. Let's answer these questions. So Zen says, do you think Valdez can get the job done against Shakur? Yes. I think Valdez is a big puncher, but Shakur's a very slick boxer. I favor Shakur in that fight. I think he's a slicker. I think he's the slicker guy. I think he's fast. But if Valdez lands on him, who knows? Maybe Valdez can get him out of there. But Valdez have to land a big one. He's gonna have to land something big and hurt him. If I'm honest, otherwise it's gonna be tough. What's going on, Adam? Adam, you there? Adam's having some difficulty. Plant might win by point. Unless...
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
What's happening, Imran? You good?
I'm all good, man. How are you?
All good, thanks. I ain't been on here for time.
Yeah. It's good hearing your voice, man. Good hearing you. What are you saying?
Thanks. Yeah, I just been watching your streams lately, to be honest. Yesterday got a bit fiery between Ash
it did. And
Mackay.
Yeah. It was good though, innit? It was a good watch.
Yeah, definitely. We need a bit more of that. 100%.
Yeah, that's it, man. That was good, man. It's good. But it says Alvira says Plant might win by points and decision unless David can trap Plant and KOs him. But Plant got skills 50-50. So how do you see Plant and Benavidez? What do you make of Benavidez, firstly?
It's hard to say because he ain't faced much good competition.
Yeah.
He looks good. He's strong.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see we can judge him after that fight, innit? The Plant fight.
Yeah.
Plant's a good boxer. I reckon that'd be a good fight. I edge Benavidez though, personally.
You favored Benavidez?
Yeah, I do.
What do you make of Canelo Bivol?
Hard fight. I think Canelo points.
Canelo points?
Yeah, because I don't think Benavidez is gonna beat him on points, especially the judges. They won't give him the decision. No way.
Yeah, you think that Canelo will get
points?
Yeah,
I don't think it'll stop him. Definitely not. But I gotta give Canelo credit because at least he's stepping up, fighting someone good. Look at Charlo and them lot. They're not fighting no one, so I definitely give Canelo credit.
Yeah. I hear you, man, Adam. I hear you. I definitely think that Bivol's dangerous, man. Bivol's very, very dangerous. Fight for him.
Top fighter, Bivol is definitely.
Yeah, definitely great fight. Michael, what you saying? Michael Rodriguez, what are you saying?
Imran, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you, man. Loud and
Hey,
clear.
what's going on?
All good, man.
Uh,
What? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, so what's going on with Canelo? This fight in December, he's gonna fight Beterbiev?
I hope so, but it's more likely to be like like John Ryder or someone like that. Like or
Yeah.
someone like a
What do you
McCall.
think about that? If he
I
fights
don't
John
know, man.
Ryder,
That's
what
not
do you
something
think
I'm
about
gonna
that?
see. To be honest, I think that's a one-sided whooping. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Ryder's not really in Canelo's league, is he?
Nah. I wouldn't even mind seeing him fight Andre if he does well against his
Yeah,
next
yeah,
fight.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was saying that. I was saying that Canelo v Andrade. That's a good fight.
Uh huh.
Would you mind him
Yeah.
going straight into a Beterbiev fight in December, or do you think fighting Bivol then Golovkin then Beterbiev, that's too much?
I would be a little worried about that because
Yeah.
especially if the Bivol and the Triple G fight are tough. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that'd be such a good idea because I mean, Beterbiev, he's a monster, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think he would maybe like need to take a little break, before he goes into a fight with Beterbiev.
Yeah, that would be all-time great stuff. Imagine that fighting Bivol, GGG, and Beterbiev. Like, do you know a fighter in the history that's had a run like that?
Nah, I don't. Yeah, that'd be amazing if he did that.
Yeah, that would be epic. That would be. Can you guys think, Miguel, Adam? Can you think of a fighter with a run like that? Adam? I don't know. I don't know where they go.
Yeah, I just muted myself. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't. That's quality from Canelo,
yeah,
right? You're on about his run, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I
He
haven't, to be
fights
honest.
Beterbiev. If he fights Bivol, Golovkin, right, and then Beterbiev in December, how would you rate that? Do you say that's like an all-time great run, right?
100%, definitely. Like Andrade's been that he's really good, yeah, but he hasn't
Mm,
fought no one, yeah, but he's still good. And
mm.
Charlo and no, who did he say? Sorry, Bivol and
Bivol,
Beterbiev.
Golovkin, and Beterbiev.
That's a mad run. I don't
Yeah,
think that would happen personally,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
that's
He's
definitely
definitely
like
gonna
all
fight
time great.
Bivol, and he's definitely gonna fight Bivol and Golovkin, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I reckon so.
So
Yeah,
there his next
and I
fights, and
think
then
he'll probably fight Makabu. I reckon at the end of the year.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense though for Canelo.
yeah, yeah, because he'll win a title at cruiserweight, won't he?
Definitely. And you can't argue against him because he's fighting Bivol and he's fighting Golovkin. I do
Mm.
think Golovkin's a bit past it, probably. I do think a lot of people are sleeping on Golovkin still. Even though he's old, he's still got the skills, so and he's got a solid chin, so
Do you think Golovkin could beat Canelo in that third fight? Do you think it could be a Marquez Pacquiao moment where people thought that Golovkin was robbed, and then he goes and
mm,
knocks Canelo out? Do you think that's possible or not?
nah, I don't, to be honest, because Canelo's in his prime and I think
Yeah, yeah,
Golovkin's
yeah,
coming to an end now. But I think he still beats a lot of top guys, but not
yeah,
Canelo.
yeah.
No chance.
Yeah, I'd have to agree as well. I think Canelo beats him. Miguel,
Yeah.
you there? Ah, Miguel, your connection. Something's up with Miguel's connection. Miguel's having a lot of trouble with his connection. I don't know what's up. Let me go through some of these questions, Adam, man, and see what you make of some of these questions, man. Uh, I basically Daniel Phillips says I think Shakur dominates Valdez. Do you think Shakur will dominate Valdez?
Yeah, I definitely do. I'm a big fan of Shko. He's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
good, I reckon. I reckon he's something special,
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah, yeah. Do you
he's
think he's
got the
pound
skills.
for pound material? Pound for pound.
Definitely. I do. I can't see anyone beating him. I think he's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
good.
yeah. I'd have to
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with you, man. The guy's top drawer, eh? He's top. He's
100%.
top.
Oh, I just had a question mark about his strength and power, but he showed, I reckon, enough now that he's top draw. Definitely.
Do you think a lot of people say that he's not got no power, he's got no pop? So
Nah, I reckon
Valdez,
he's strong.
yeah,
And I'm sure he stopped the last guy and he was good.
yeah, yeah, Herring, yeah, he
Herring,
stopped.
yeah. So he's definitely got the pop, I reckon. And he's got the skills anyway, so he can always go back to plan B and he can just box the head off easy.
Yeah, yeah, great fighter, man. I think he's a future star, man. He's definitely something special. Like he's
Definitely.
definitely one top draw fighter. That's Miguel bought his router. Okay, so have you seen Stevenson Ugas spar? No, I haven't. Apparently, Ugas and Stevenson have sparred.
Nah, I ain't seen that, to be honest.
I ain't seen that either. So Jasui says Makabu is a great fight too. No matter what ignorance say about it, because like it or not or disagree, Makabu possesses the biggest belt, the WBC belt. Yes. Oh, would you like that fight in December? Makabu
I think it makes sense for Canelo, to be honest. Like, if he beats Bivol, then he might as well take that belt as well. Why not? Because when he's retired, it's gonna make sense because he's gonna have all the belts, and yeah, I reckon that makes sense for his legacy.
What about Javante Davis, man? What do you want to see him do?
I want him to fight someone like competitive, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
thought
guy's
it would have
fighting
made
no
sense if
man.
fought Teofimo or someone, but
Yeah.
he's fighting that Rolly Romero, I think, innit?
Yeah, he is. I'm not
Yeah,
interested in that one. What about Haney
neither am I.
Kambosos?
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
I'm a bit 50-50 on that fight.
Yeah, I'm same.
I think
50-50.
Kambosos is strong, but
Yeah.
Haney's got the skill. I think Haney edges him
Yeah.
on points, I reckon.
Yeah.
Good
We'll
fight.
have to wait and see. That's a wicked fight, though, eh?
Yeah, that's what I want to see in boxing. You want to see them kind of
Yeah.
fights. Look at the Javante Davis fight and look at the Haney fight against Kambosos. That's a fight you want to see.
Yeah, I'd agree, man. That proper fights, man. Proper tough, 50-50 type fights. Good fights to watch, man.
And it don't matter if someone loses. It's not a big deal. You can come back. You can come back round. It's the problem I got is people not taking fights
Yeah, I'd agree with you, man.
and just
A
start
lot of
padding the record.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. So we got some. Bernie Mac says, who has Shakur fought for him to dominate Valdez? Drop Bichelle and beat a two-time gold medalist. That's a good point. You know, he hasn't really fought anyone on Valdez's level to say that he'd dominate him. So this could be a tough fight for Shakur. You know, Valdez, he's big puncher, big puncher.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can tell, right? If you're a boxing fan,
Yeah.
you can tell he's got
Yeah.
skills, man. His quality, I can't see it. It's going to be so hard to beat. I think you got to
Yeah,
knock him out to beat him, to be honest.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like land a big one, eh?
Yeah, it's definitely to change the fighter. And is that Mayweather in it?
Yeah,
It'll be hard to beat.
Yeah. So Canelo v Arthur might happen in May 2023. Needs to rest for that fight. Do you think it's too much for someone's body to go into a fight with Bivol, Golovkin, and then Beterbiev?
Yeah, I reckon that's too much. I think it makes sense because I think Beterbiev is gonna fight Yard. I think for the belts right after this fight.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it's agreed. Like Frank Warren was saying it's
What do you
agreed.
make of that? What do you make of that?
I think it's a joke, but it's what it is, isn't it? I think
we did a
Beterbiev is
live
gonna beat
stream
him,
the other day, on Monday.
and everyone's bigging up Yard.
Everyone was saying that Yard is the real deal. Yard is a good fighter. This, that, and the other people were really bigging up
Yeah.
Yard.
He's
what do
good,
you
definitely.
He's
Definitely a good fighter, but I don't think gets past Beterbiev or anyone like that. Even
No,
Bivol beats him, I think easy. I can't see. He needs to fight Buatsi. I reckon if Buatsi gets past Craig Richards, I think that'd be a good fight.
Does he beat Craig Richards, Buatsi?
Yeah. What's that? Sorry.
Does Buatsi beat Craig Richards?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. Like I thought at first Buatsi would get past him easy, but I don't think that'll be easy at all. I reckon that'd be a good fight. I think a lot of people are looking over Richards for that fight. I reckon that'd be a good test. I think Buatsi beats him, but I reckon it'd be a good test.
Yeah. Do you think Buatsi's a bit overrated?
It's hard to say at the moment because they haven't fought no one of competition, so it's easy to like overrate someone or underrate someone. I think a lot will be shown in this fight. Will be a good fight for Buatsi.
Habib Rashid says Canelo needs to fight Beterbiev this year. Next year, Beterbiev will be 38 years of age.
I disagree. I think it's a clever move to fight him next year for Canelo. Let Beterbiev beat everyone. He's gonna have all the belts, right?
Yeah.
And then Canelo can just take the Makabu belt in the end of the year, and then next year have a big fight with Beterbiev and beat him. Canelo's clever. He's doing it the right way, I reckon.
Yeah, but in terms of what's the best for the fans, because Beterbiev's getting older, so do you think that's the right move for his career, but wrong move for the fans because we don't get
I
to see the
don't
best?
I don't think so when it comes to Canelo, because it's not like he's not fighting a competitive fight. Like a lot of people think Bivol might beat Canelo, so he's not taking easy fights. That's a good fight, the Bivol fight, and he's going up a weight. So sometimes I think it's a balance in it. Like sometimes it's clever to like fight Beterbiev next year. Like that makes sense to me. I don't think
Mm,
he's ducking or anything like that. And yeah, this isn't a competitive fight. Like everyone's gonna tune into the Bivol fight, right? And
mm,
then yeah, I don't think that's a bad move. If he's fighting like bums, then yeah, I'd get it. Like he's ducking and he's waiting for Beterbiev to get old, but I don't think he is. It
mm.
makes sense, I reckon.
Yeah, yeah, good point. I think that's but yeah. I would look. I want to see. I want to see the best fight. The best. I want to see the best fights. But I think we're just
Same.
relying on Canelo. You know what I mean? We're just relying on Canelo, whereas the other guys are not really fighting the best.
Exactly. That's my biggest problem. Like
Yeah,
everyone's talking about Canelo. At least he's fighting someone. Look at Andrade and look at even Charlo. Like I was a fan of Charlo, but I don't
yeah.
know, man. They're just taking easy fights and they're trying to save that O and stuff. No, I'm not a fan of that.
Do you think Charlo is ducking Andrade?
I think they're both ducking each other, to be honest. That's what I think. I'm not sure, but I reckon they're both like avoiding that fight.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
and to be
frustrating.
honest, yeah, it
It's
is
frustrating.
100% because that made sense. That them two should have fought.
Yeah, yeah. That would have been a big fight. Big fight. Um,
Defo, yeah.
What do you make of the Canelo fight? Who wins that fight? You said, I know you said
Canelo
on point.
points, yeah.
Ahmed is saying that Bivol will keep Canelo on the outside and beat him with the jab.
Yeah, even my brother saying Bivol might beat him.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I think it'd be close though. I reckon. I
Mm.
reckon Bivol might even edge it like 7 rounds to 5 or something. But the decision's gonna go Canelo's way. Or I think personally.
Yeah.
And it's not
Canelo's
going to
a
be
cash
easy
cow. Do
to and it's not going to be easy to win rounds over Canelo, especially late. I think Canelo will
Mm.
edge it. I reckon.
you think Canelo might stop Bivol? Like some people think Canelo could stop him late in that fight.
I personally don't. I think he
Mm.
can, but I don't think he'll stop him. Nah, I reckon points.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think it's going to be hard to stop someone like Bivol. You know, Bivol's good fighter, very
Yeah,
skilled fighter. So yeah, it's going to be hard. That's going to be a hard one. It's going to be
and
hard.
he's a bit defensive, Bivol. Like he won't. As soon as he gets hurt, like he's got skills and that, he'll stay away from Canelo. I don't think he'd
Yeah,
get stopped.
yeah, I'd agree. What do you make of the Warrenton Martinez fight this weekend?
I'm not really interested to be honest, because Warrington lost against what's his name again?
Lara.
Lara, yeah. So I don't know. How come they're not rematching again?
I don't know. Well, Warrington's fighting for the title, ain't it? Because Martinez beat
Because
Galahad.
Galahad in it. Yeah. I think Warrington is it here in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Warrington's gonna blow him away because he's gonna have the fans and everything. I reckon he'll blow
Yeah.
him away.
But he
But
ain't gonna blow Lara away, is he?
no way. I think Lara had him both fights.
Yeah.
Even the
Lara,
last
Lara,
fight, he's getting battered.
he don't want that fight again, man. He don't want that smoke again.
Exactly. He don't. Yeah. Because I think you know what a big impact is the crowd carrying him in fights because he's got a big fan
Yeah,
base and it's a big thing fighting in UK under your fans. So he
yeah,
blow a lot of the mediocre fighters away or the good, very good fighters. But Lara's too good for him.
yeah. He's too strong. He hits too hard, man. That guy,
Mm.
that guy's a beast.
He is definitely,
That
and
guy's
he
a
goes
beast.
for it. I like him still.
Yeah, he does. He's a bit wild. Don't get me wrong, but he's just a beast. He just comes forward and you know what? He beats these guys up, man. You've
Yeah,
seen his last fight, yeah? He
yeah.
absolutely
I watched
obliterated
it.
that guy.
He did. And I'm sure he got hurt for a moment, but he
Yeah,
just
he
went
did,
for
and
him.
then he came back right away
He
after he
sparked
got
him
hurt.
out.
He came back, man. That guy's an animal of a fighter. You
I'm
know,
sure Warrington don't want that smoke because he's
no,
gonna go for
I don't
Warrington.
blame him. I don't blame him. Like, there's no way he's beating. There's no way he's beating Lara. I just don't see
Nah,
him beating Lara.
I think Lara and Warrington both know that because they share the
Yeah,
ring now. I think Lara knows
yeah.
his guy's number.
Yeah. Without question, man. Without question. That like what he did to him the first time, he beat him up and he beat him down. You know what I mean? That was
Yeah,
that was a bad beat down. Let's be brutally honest. That was a bad beat down from Lara.
That was the one
He
in lockdown, right? The no fans.
yeah. That was there was no fans there. Yeah, there was no
Yeah.
fans.
So I thought the fans might make a difference in that rematch, but he's getting battered in that. It's gonna get
Yeah,
stopped in that as well.
yeah. So winning football says, is Canelo an all-time great?
Yeah, I reckon.
Do
I
you think?
reckon. Yeah,
Where do
I
you
do.
think Canelo ranks? Because a lot of people, some people say that he's not an all-time great because the competition that he's fighting isn't that great. The competition that Canelo's fighting isn't that great. You know, there's not that many guys like Sugar Ray Leonard had
Yeah,
Duran, Hearns,
yeah.
Hagler, but Canelo doesn't have that kind of competition. So, do you think Canelo by beating these guys that he's beating, who are not like great, but do you think that the way he's beating them shows how great he is?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's one point I'd say. And the second one is he has beat Golovkin. I think Golovkin's like a great, definitely.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not your fault, like who your
Yeah,
competition is. You can only beat what's around you. But
yeah,
I think it's creeping into the all-time great conversation. But I
yeah,
think if
yeah,
he
yeah.
beats
How
Beterbiev,
great?
a
How
pivot,
great? How great do you think Canelo can be? Like,
hard to say.
some
Like if I
people say,
come,
like, is he a top 25? Is he a top 20?
I'd say about top 15. I'd give that to him definitely.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
would.
think so?
Yeah.
Some
Would
people
you
will
put
say,
Ward in your top 15?
what, of all time?
Yeah.
No way. No way.
Okay.
No, I don't think Canelo's a top 15 at this point. I think there's too many great fighters, man, in the past. I think it's
It's
hard
hard
to
to
put,
say.
it's hard to put in. Like, you think about it, yeah. There's
Yeah.
guys like people that we don't even like talk about, like back in the day that did like Henry Armstrong and like all these
Mm,
great fighters, man. That I've had. Like, it's hard, man. It's hard to
yeah, I
say.
probably agree with you. I probably wouldn't put him in the top 15.
You could probably name 50 fighters better than like
Yeah.
more accomplished than like honestly. Like if
Yeah.
we go back in time and history,
Yeah.
so
Are you talking about fighters of all different weights as well?
yeah, of all weights,
Oh,
yeah.
nah. Then definitely not. Definitely not. Then
Well, Goat says GOAT says Hagler is considered an all-time great. Who did he beat? Come on.
Hagler. Nah, come on. Hagler's a
You
beast.
can't be asking that question. You can't be seriously asking. He for me, he was robbed against Leonard.
Yeah.
He beat Duran. He beat Hearns,
Yeah.
right? Hearns is probably one of the greatest
Definitely.
154 pounders of all time, right?
100%.
And he beat John Mugabe, who was an absolute
Yeah.
beast.
He was a
He beat
beast.
Alan Minter, went to Scott. I think he went to Scotland and beat like Alan
Yeah.
Minter. Yeah, man, Hagler, man, that guy was different, great. And I thought he beat Sugar Ray Leonard. I thought he was jobbed in that fight, big time.
100%. He was. He was. Clearly he beat him.
Yeah, I thought he won that fight. So yeah, Hagler was a monster of a fighter.
He was.
Like Hagler had great competition. You know, that guy
I
was.
definitely wouldn't put Canelo in the top 15 then. Nah. Thinking about
Yeah,
it properly, nah. No way.
you gotta realize, like, what did you make of Nassim Hamed? What did you think of Nassim Hamed?
I wouldn't put him in the all-time greats, you know.
No, I wouldn't either. To be honest, I wouldn't
His
either.
quality is fun to watch.
Yeah.
He was world class, like when he's fighting, but I
Do
don't
you
know.
buy the narrative that he would have beaten Barrera if he had prepared
Nah,
right? No, I don't personally.
Breer's a beast. No way. I
Yeah.
don't think you will beat him. He's
Nah,
too
I don't
strong
know.
at
Yeah.
that point. Nah, I don't think Prince Nassim will beat him still.
No, I don't either. I think yeah, man, Nazim was weird, isn't it? A lot of people liked him because he was fun to watch, but was he like special like some of the like Morales, Barrera, Pacquiao? Do you put him in that category?
Nah, definitely not Pacquiao category. No way.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, that was different gravy in it, Pacquiao.
Yeah, I would put him just under by Morales and Barrera and
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'd have to agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Did you watch that Blair Cobbs fight?
Nah, who's that?
Blair Cobbs,
Blair
you know, the
Cobbs.
guy the Alexis Rocha. They fought at welterweight, like he was a loud, like, you know, a hot prospect coming American. He got beat. But yeah,
Nah.
like someone's having fun saying he's an top 10 all time great. No chance.
I watched the Belanga fight. I thought you had
Oh, that was terrible. People are
Yeah.
saying he's a hype job.
I reckon it's easy to say that now after one fight. I
Yeah.
didn't rate it highly, to be honest, myself in the start. But
Yeah.
yeah, it probably is a hype job, to be honest. I don't really rate him that high.
Yeah. To be honest, I'd have to agree. I don't really rate that guy that high, to be honest. I think he's yeah, I don't rate him very highly, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
I don't think he's going to be as good as what people say. Ahmed says Roy Jones in his prime was probably the only fighter that looked unbeatable. Every other fighter, every other fighter than him lost in their primes, apart from maybe Chavez as well. That's a good point. Roy Jones was something else, man.
But a lot of fighters in their prime looked unbeatable. Like look at Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Mike Tyson,
Pacquiao,
yeah.
Mayweather. There's quite a few, I'd say.
Yeah. There's some great fighters when we look back at this. It says Daniel Phillips says Imran. Is he saying Joe Calzaghe? Joe Calzaghe? No, who's JCC? Is that Joe Calzaghe? Beat Canelo. Who do you rate higher? Who's JCC? Daniel, who's JCC? Blair Cobbs. Everyone's talking about Blair Cobbs. Jose Ruiz says, Canelo v. Demetrius Andre. That could happen possibly December 17th. 168 pounds in Mexico City. Demetrius Andre, was talking all that trash to Canelo. Yeah.
Why is everyone even talking about Andrade?
No. Okay, now he says Julio Cesar Chavez. Yeah, Julio Cesar Chavez v. Canelo. Which do you rate higher and why?
Julio Cesar Chavez, I reckon easy.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I do, in his prime. Why you don't?
I say Canelo, man. I think Julio Cesar Chavez was good, don't get me wrong. But I think
it's close, don't get me wrong.
I think Canelo's got a better resume than him, personally.
True. It's a close one, I reckon, Imagine he was around today, that would be a fight, innit? Them two.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Canelo might be too big for him, to be honest, size-wise. But there's no way better on paper. Yeah, I think...
On paper, you can't say.
Yeah, I think Canelo's got a better resume, personally. That's just my opinion. I know some Mexicans will disagree, but, because apparently Julio Cesar Chavez is massive in Mexico.
He is. He's definitely a bigger name than Canelo.
People there love Julius. Like, they love him. Like, literally love him. Like, if you were to say Canelo's better, like, literally, they would not be happy.
At all, yeah, they wouldn't. They're more Chavez fans, definitely.
Yeah. I think he's more loved than
Canelo.
Canelo is. For some reason, some people say Canelo's not that loved in Mexico.
I got that as well, I think it's changing now, though. But in the start, when Canelo's up and coming, like, I don't think he got that much love. But I think it's changing, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think they're starting to appreciate him.
I think they should be giving him a lot of praise, man. That guy's
100%.
He's a phenomenal fighter, man. Phenomenal.
He's running boxing right now, 100%.
He's on another level, like, to all these guys. Bernie Mac says Chavez 100+ fights beats both Mayweather brothers, Jeff and Roger. But I still have Canelo. He beats heavier opponents. Yeah, Canelo's moved up so many weight classes, isn't it? He's moved up so many weight classes. You gotta say, like,
bigger guys.
So one minute, Ray J Wells Sports News. My man Richard in the house. Richard said Roy Jones had special talent and natural athletic ability. That meant in his absolute prime, he was untouchable. Sadly, he had a style that didn't age well, and he relied on his reflexes. But in his prime, wow.
I agree with that, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this, Adam.
Yeah.
Roy Jones in his prime against Canelo, who wins?
Roy Jones all day.
Yeah, Roy Jones. I'd have to agree there. I think Roy Jones is. I think he would have. I think Roy Jones might have beaten anyone and everyone.
I agree with you. I think he was special, definitely.
Is there anyone that thinks that Roy Jones gets beat by Canelo? Is there anyone that thinks that Canelo beats Roy Jones in his prime? I don't think there's going to be many. Well, Zakamo said not fair. It's not fair. That's not a fair comparison. Why isn't it a fair comparison?
I know. Probably we gotta wait until Canelo finishes.
Yeah,
his
yeah.
career,
Well,
but-
he's bigger, isn't he? He is bigger. Roy is bigger.
Mm,
But Alex makes a point. Who did Roy Jones face similar to Canelo?
I don't think anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he fought Prime Jones v Canelo Alvarez takes a nap inside of 8. Who takes a nap inside of 8, Daniel?
I think he means Canelo.
Yeah, yeah. He must mean Canelo. Surely he doesn't
Yeah.
think that Roy takes a nap. But, I don't know about getting beat, but a hard fight for both. Bernard, Hopkins, Tony, and McCullum. Yeah, they were good wins. He beat a prime Bernard, James Tony, and McCullum. But were they better than Canelo? I'm not sure.
Ooh, that's close. Do you reckon Canelo will beat Tony or Bernard Hopkins?
I
I'm
don't
not
know,
sure.
man.
Either.
Tony was flipping. He was a great fighter as well, man. That's what I mean when I say some of those names. Like McCullum was a great fighter as well.
And
But
Roy Jones Jr. box
Jones, I
Canelo
think
easy.
Canelo would beat Mike McCullum. But Jones beat Hop and Tony. I don't know about B Hop. Does Canelo beat B Hop? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good fight. They're good fights. Look at.
I think Jones beats Canelo easy. I think I box him easy.
Who?
He's a better boxer. Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah. I think. No, I wouldn't say he's a better boxer. I say he's more gifted, and in his natural, I think he was just naturally so much more athletic than Canelo. And
Yeah,
I think
it's a bit. Yeah, I think Canelo's got everything, but he's not that. He hasn't got the natural gift. I think he's worked on a lot of stuff.
No, I think Canelo's more of a man-made product.
Yeah.
So Canelo's
Definitely.
more like hard work, dedication, staying in the gym. Whereas Roy was just blessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like the Ronaldo Messi thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Totally. Ronaldo's worked hard and to get to where he's got to. Whereas Messi's just like blessed. Yeah. So that's why I think I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I'd have to say if we're going on prime for prime, I think Roy's bigger than Canelo. Yeah. And I think I would favor him because he's bigger, he's naturally more gifted. But then Canelo, you don't know though, because Canelo kind of has a way of breaking fighters down. Do you know what I mean?
You know what it is Canelo hasn't lost right now in his prime. So
yeah, Canelo, that's the thing.
He finds a way, Canelo does. That's one thing about Canelo. He does recently he's been finding a way to get the job done. So that is special, definitely. Like even against Caleb Plant, like it was a close fight until he finished him off.
Yeah, Daniel Phillips thinks that Canelo would have got knocked out against Roy. I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think.
I don't think you can knock Canelo out. Canelo's too tough. Yeah. I don't see anyone knocking Canelo out. Do you, Adam?
Nah. I can't see anyone knocking him out.
Yeah, I don't either. I think Canelo's too. I think Canelo's got a granite chin. I do. I think he's too tough. Yeah. I don't think anyone can knock Canelo out.
Not right now. I don't think so.
Yeah. I think Canelo's too tough. I think Canelo's too tough. Cobbs. So let's see what these people are saying. That's a 50-50 fight. Roy Jones v Canelo's a 50-50. So Richard says 100% agree. Roy Jones would have shown Canelo things he'd never seen before. He'd have played with Canelo, bamboozled him, but true, hard to compare. Yeah. It's hard to compare eras, though. How can we judge?
100%. Because even them fighters, them times, they would probably been better now.
Yeah. My man, Adam, my man Makai's in the house.
Come on.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's good? Good. Adam was watching you the live stream yesterday, and he goes, Makai and Ash teared it up yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Makai, you've come at a right time. Roy Jones in his prime against Canelo, who wins?
Oh yeah, no, Roy Jones, any day of the week. Yeah, no, absolutely. That guy was just he was so athletic, man. He was just naturally gifted. Like in his prime, he could beat anyone. Roy Jones, yeah, absolutely.
Did he knock out Canelo?
No, I don't think he'd knock Canelo out. I don't think he knocked. No, I don't think he'd knock Canelo out. But he would outbox him for 12 rounds.
Yeah, but you know what, Roy? Do you think it's hard to say? But do you think Canelo is got a better boxing IQ than Roy? And what I mean by that is, you see how Canelo's adapted over the years and got better and better and better, whereas Roy kind of, his style was such where he wasn't really able to adapt, and he relied on his natural athleticism and gifts.
Yeah, Canelo's the way smarter fighter. It's just Roy. He's very flashy fighter and everything. He was just very naturally gifted. He could get away with a lot of things. Obviously, then when he got older, and everything, he started getting knocked out because his timing, his reflexes were gone, and that's when the fundamentals become important. And Roy Jones, he didn't really have great fundamentals, did he? Because
no.
So.
And he got knocked out quite brutally a few times, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got knocked out a lot. So yeah.
Let's see these questions, man. It's that mental pressure that Canelo puts on you, especially if you're a boxer. That mental pressure tires you out. You can't stay focused for 12 rounds. I have a few have done well against Canelo, but he gets to them. That's true, man. That's true. Like, it's hard to stay perfect against Canelo for 12 rounds. He finds a way to get to you. Would you agree with that, Makai?
At the moment, it seems true. Obviously, we're talking about a prime Canelo now. It's very hard to stay at your best. Yeah, stay focused or anything. It was a bit like in the Saunders fight. Saunders, he was having his moments, and then he was always going to get broken down and everything. It just happened. He'd have his moments, and then he'd start getting hit a lot, and then the pressure would just start getting to him and everything.
Daniel Phillips said Roy had a way of catching people with unseen shots like no one have ever seen. This is what brings a KO potential. Possibly, like Roy had so much speed and so much, like, he had power as well. So yeah, who knows, man? And he is way bigger than Canelo as well.
I think he would have made Canelo look very silly at times, but I still don't think he would have knocked him out.
Yeah,
he would have definitely busted his face up.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't. I don't think he'd knock him out.
No. So Canelo v Beterbiev, is that a fight that you want to see in December for the undisputed 175-pound championship, or do you think it's a step too far for Canelo to fight Bivol, Golovkin, and Beterbiev all three back to back?
Yeah, in the same year, it's a bit much because obviously, I mean, we don't know how good Golovkin is at the moment. We need to see how he looks against Murray. But let's just say he gets him out of there in one round. He's still very good. So he's going to have to beat Bivol, obviously, which of course I don't see him doing anyway. But let's say he gets past Bivol, it won't be easy. And then he goes straight into with Golovkin in September. That could be another war. That could be another hard fight, and then go straight in with Beterbiev in December. His body, his body will need rest and everything. He even said it after he beat Caleb Plant. He needs to rest. Everything, because he said he felt what's the word? Is it fatigued? Something like that when he was fighting Plant. Yeah, he just didn't feel right.
I think he needs to take a good rest before maybe fights in May. But someone was making a point earlier that Habib was making a point actually that Beterbiev is going to be 38 next year.
Yeah, he's getting on now. Yeah.
So is that a case where Canelo could age him out as well?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, because Beterbiev, he may be getting older, but he's also been quite inactive.
Yeah.
We don't really see much of him.
Yeah, he's fighting Joe Smith.
Absolutely. Yeah, Joe Smith in June, isn't it?
Yeah, that's. I'm looking forward to. that. So Richard is asking, do you think Warrenton beats Kiko this weekend? And go on.
Oh yeah, no, I was just going to say, yeah, I think Warrenton's going to win. I think he might win quite comfortably, to be honest. I think people look too much into that Martinez Galahad fight. I don't think Galahad just wasn't, because with the IBF, isn't the rule like a rehydration clause in there? Isn't that like
Yeah,
yeah?
there is.
Obviously, we could see like even in Galahad's fight before that, he didn't look right. He just looked very drained and everything. It was more of how Galahad was looking than how well Martinez done.
So do you think that Lara, if Warrenton fights Lara, who wins that fight?
I don't think Warrenton will fight Lara, to be honest.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Lara would knock him out.
Yeah, I think so as well. Do you think he's not going to go anywhere near Lara?
I don't think he's going to go anywhere near him. I think I see Hearn putting Lee Wood in with the winner of that fight.
Really?
Yeah, Lee. Yeah, it would be. So I reckon it'll be like Lee Wood, Warrenton. I mean, Hearn. Right, if you think about it, really, well, we're in our eyes. We want to see Warrenton fight Lara because there's still unfinished business. But Warrenton, he will have the belt. He won't. He in his mind, he thinks, "Oh yeah, I don't even need to fight Lara. I don't need to. I can just go on, take some belts, and actually take a risk." Because Lara, I mean, if he beats Lara, he gets no reward, really, does he? He gets nothing with it.
No.
So so what's the word? High risk, low
reward. Yeah,
low
high
reward.
risk, low reward.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. So he in his head, he's like, I don't even need to fight Lara. It's very risky, and if I win, I won't get nothing.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I don't think any of them want to fight Lara. They don't want to. They don't want to go near him. Lara should be really fighting for the title, not Warrenton.
Yeah,
because Lara beat Warrenton, right?
Yep, but he didn't get it because Warrenton vacated it. So yeah, it's a shame, really. Obviously to us, we'd want to see Warrenton face Lara just because we feel it's the right thing to do, and that they have unfinished business. It's just the right thing to do, really. I hope he does, but I just don't think he will.
I really hope that these fights. I hope Lara gets his opportunity to fight for a title, man. He deserves it. He definitely deserves to fight definitely deserves a title shot after beating Warrenton. I hope they make him mandatory or they force that fight.
Yeah, I believe Lara is actually quite close in like one of the organization rankings. I think I don't really know, but the Lee Wood fight is more attraction, obviously, to Warrenton than the Lara fight. So maybe because Eddie's got Lara now, isn't he, as his fighter?
Yeah.
So maybe he might put Lara in against the winner of Wood versus Warrenton, maybe. That definitely could be it, maybe.
Daniel Phillips is asking how many rounds does it take Boots to sleep Clayton?
Probably like 4-3. Yeah.
What do you make of Boots? Bradley was talking about him and fighting Terence Crawford. What do you make of? I know you said you think Boots is massive for the weight and he's a problem. What do you make of Jaron Boots Ennis?
He's definitely very talented and everything, and he's a problem, definitely. I mean, just because of his size as well, really. I mean, like, he reminds me of Roy, not how he fights like Roy Jones, but he's not fundamentally very good, but he's very naturally gifted, so he doesn't really need to be fundamental, if you know what I mean. Like with Roy, he's very flashy. He's very fast. He can get away with a lot of things, stuff like that. And obviously, he's big for the weight. He's definitely a problem at welterweight. That's for sure. He's got power, speed. Yeah.
I want to see him fight against Virgil Ortiz. I think that's the fight, really.
Yeah, I like that fight. Boots. Don't get me wrong. He definitely has got some skill, but I don't think he's as skilled, as a guy as Virgil is. I think Virgil actually is the better boxer. Boots is just a lot more flashy with what he does.
Well, Daniel Phillips says he thinks Boots would beat Spence and Crawford right now, At his best, Crawford didn't switch as smoothly and quickly as he does. Do you think he beats Spence and Crawford right now, Jaron Boots Ennis?
Well, I know he don't beat Crawford, but I don't think he beat Spence either. But we need to see how Spence looks because he's been very inactive, of course, and he's talked a lot about the weight. Because Spence, he's talking about the weight he's struggling a lot more, and he says he's only got like 2 more fights. So I'll have to see how he looks against Ugas. But as it stands, I'll definitely pick Spence.
You pick Spence over.
Definitely. I pick Spence. But the guys I picked to beat Boots is Spence, Crawford, of course, Virgil,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's it. Yeah.
Virgil, Daniel Phillips makes a good point that Virgil is done at 147. There's no way he's gonna fight at 147. He's done. He can't make that weight anymore.
Sorry, you cut out quite a bit there. What was it?
Virgil Ortiz is done at 147. He can't make that weight anymore.
I saw his trainer said it didn't have anything to do with the weight like them. What was his injury called again? Rhabdo, something like that.
Yeah.
You can get it through training.
Excessive training
too much. Yeah, excessive training. Yeah, that's what it was. It had nothing to do with the weight. Because I mean, Virgil, he's not the biggest guy in that weight division. It's obviously Boots. Spence is bigger than him. Him and Crawford are probably like the same size. I think. I don't take my word for it, but I mean, obviously there's different body types and everything. Obviously we saw it in Munguia. He's not the biggest at middleweight, but he fainted. But apparently it had nothing to do with the weight cut.
Yeah. Has faced better competition than Boots, so I rank him higher right now. Gabe Torres says Ortiz has faced better competition than Boots, so I rank him higher right now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Ortiz has definitely faced better competition. But even just by like the skills, I'd still have Virgil.
Daniel Phillips says Spence gives Boots the toughest fight, short of GGG at 160. I feel like any other fight is at least 70-30 in Boots' favor, including Crawford. Wow, people are very high on Boots though. They think he beats every welterweight right now.
Yeah, they are. They are very high on him.
Yeah, but we need to see it proven. We need to see him fight.
We need to see it.
Yeah. Do you think Crawford's gonna avoid? Like, do you think Crawford and Spence will avoid Boots?
Well, Spence, he's literally saying he's only got 2 fights, so I definitely don't see him fight Boots. Boots will probably fight for the vacant IBF belt. Crawford, he's talked a lot about moving to 154. Honestly, if we do get Spencer Crawford, I reckon it will be at 154. I generally don't think it will be at 147. Because like how they're talking, they both want to move up. Like they're going to move up, yeah. Virgil will probably fight for the vacant WBO. And obviously we've got Ennis. We're going to be having Conor Benn. We got guys like Stounionis. Taylor, mate. Yeah, Taylor's moving up. Like we just got new guys coming up now. That in a year's time, right? Yeah, right. In a year's time to the day, yeah. The welterweight division is going to look a lot different. I don't think we're going to see Spence. I don't think we're going to see Crawford in there either. We won't see Furman, I don't think. It's just going to be all the new guys.
Yeah, possibly.
I reckon, honestly, yeah.
Possibly. There's a good chance that might be true. You might be right. That might be the case. That might well be the case. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. To be honest, we'll have to wait and see. Boots is calling is higher, has more in his arse. Ceiling is higher. So Feats on Alan says Boots' ceiling is more higher than Ortiz. I'd assume he has more in his arsenal. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think that has more in his arsenal. Is that like skills? Has more skills and everything, stuff like that. Yeah, no, I think Virgil is actually the I think Virgil has more.
Wow. Richard says, what do you guys think of Dennis McCann? Very promising skills. He's not looked as impressive in the last few fights. He's unorthodox style, but often these styles come unstuck at higher levels. We haven't really seen a lot of him yet, Dennis McCann. It's hard to say. There's a lot of people are talking about him on the circuit that, he's going to be a star in this, that, but we need to see more of him, before we can kind of, I feel like a lot of British fighters, there's a lot of hype around certain, I feel like fighters get hyped up a little bit too much, before they've done anything.
I mean, I remember Dennis McCann, he had 2 fights. He had like only 2 fights in the pros. Yeah, people saying he has footwork like Princess Theme and all that. Like they just go too far with the hype. Like Dennis McCann, he's definitely very talented and he can definitely go far. But I feel he's still using like an amateur style, if you know what I mean. He still does a lot of things which looks amateurish, like how you fight in the amateurs. Like it's a bit like Luke Campbell. He seemed to have stuck with like the amateur style. Hope what's his name? Something Price. He's with Matchroom. Hopey Price, something like that.
Yeah, Hopey Price. Yeah.
Even him, like he's still using the amateur style. Like that kind of style don't get you far in the pros.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. That as an you have to adapt your style as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So Ben v. Josh Taylor says Ahmed.
Yeah, I think we spoke about this. I think I picked Josh Taylor. But I want to see Taylor take a couple warm-ups first at 147, so he gets used to the weight and everything. I don't want to see him go straight into a Crawford fight because he can do that if he wants. He can go because that's on Adobe overall. He can go straight into a Crawford fight.
Jay Foreman says, I feel like Spence and Crawford should be getting more criticism for not fighting each other. Other fighters would be getting roasted for blatantly ducking. What do you make of that?
Not a lot. Are talking about that. They seem to they talk a lot about the fans talk a lot about Canelo. The heavyweight division. Really, just like those kind of convos. They're not really talking about Spence and Crawford. They seem to be blaming just one fighter at times as well. But like it's all their fault. Like I mainly blame Spence, but it's definitely Crawford as well. Crawford hasn't really done himself any favors.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to agree with you.
Same with middleweight.
Yeah, same with middleweight. They don't fight each other, do they?
Yeah.
They don't fight each other. Richard says, I feel Luke Campbell retired too early. He had more left in the tank. What do you make of that?
No, he was still good and everything. It's just that the division. You had at the time he retired, you had Lopez, so you had Loma still, Haney, Javante Davis. Division's just getting stronger and stronger, and I don't see Campbell. Obviously you stay in boxing to win titles, and I definitely don't see Campbell winning the belt at that weight class. And it's not like he can cut back. It's not like he could go to super featherweight because he'll be
140,
or 140.
Yeah, he would have been too small, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would have been. He's in a very tough spot, so he just called it a day. He's got a lot of money. He's earned a lot.
Gold medalist,
Gold medalist, yeah.
He's unlucky. Maybe he'd become world champion if there wasn't as many tough fighters.
People thought he beat Alvarez.
Yeah, he lost by split decision, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost by split decision. I don't remember my scores. I think I had Linares up though. But yeah, a lot of people think he beat Linares, so people think he should have been champ. Yeah,
I have to agree. It's hard. It isn't easy. When you've got tough competition. So Victor Cortez says Berlanga was also being noted as the next Tyson until he faced better opposition. Same with Boots.
Maybe, but I'm more on hype on Boots than I was on Berlanga anyway. I mean, Berlanga, I didn't think, because we didn't really see much of him because he took everyone out so early. So too caught up in that hype. I mean, when he fought Caceres, the guy who saw us stopped in 11, so he struggled with him, and we saw Caceres drop him, hit him a lot, rock him. Yeah, it's just, and then the Steve Rolls fight. I mean, Golovkin fought Steve Rolls as a warm up for his first fight on the zone, destroyed him. He got him out inside like 3 rounds, I think. Yeah, and I mean, and Belanga's supposed to be in a monster puncher. I thought he was supposed to get him out there.
Yeah. Belanga's not really lived up to the hype, so to speak. You know, a lot of people were hyped on Berlanga, but he hasn't really lived up to the billing. He hasn't really lived up to, you know, the hype, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that one. So Richard says some fighters are unlucky. In any other era, they would have won a title at lightweight. Yeah, possibly. You know, some fighters are unlucky. Some fighters don't. You know, don't get the credit. It just depends. Sometimes you're in the wrong era. You know, at the wrong time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now you really don't earn a belt, do you? Now in boxing, I mean, like they just give belts away. I mean, that's what it kind of just seems.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree with you. So Kavalauskas. So Gabe Torres says Berlanga lacks basic fundamentals. Would you agree with that?
He relies too much on his power. Like he needs to know he doesn't throw. He doesn't even use his jab. Like I've seen him throw it. It doesn't even look that bad. Like why don't he just he needs to just use his jab a lot more, set his punches up. He doesn't need to just try and knock everyone out because that's when he makes mistakes.
So Daniel Phillips says never seen a fighter like Boots. Only bought the hype on fighters this young a few times. Roy Jones, Floyd, Anderson, and Boots.
Yeah, he's got Boots. He's got a lot of hype in him. A lot of hype. Now, as you said, I mean, some people even think he beats Crawford. I mean, Crawford, before Boots came on the scene, then let's just say he was the man in the division. He was the pound for pound number 1. No one wanted to fight him. Now people are saying, "Oh, Boots." I mean, seeing people say Boots destroys them. That's what I'm seeing. That's the comments I'm seeing sometimes. Like people are really high on Boots for some reason. I don't know why they're so high on him.
Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, Makai, have you got anything you want to say? I'm gonna wrap this up. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, no, just for thanks for having me on.
No worries. It's always great having you on. It's always great having you on talking boxing. It's always good.
Yeah, it's good to talk some boxing.
Yeah. I'm gonna try doing as many live streams as I can. Let's see how many we can get out this week.
Yeah, you're doing a lot more now.
Yeah. So let's see how many we can bang out. But Makai, man, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Cheers, everyone. Makai, cheers to Makai, cheers to Adam, cheers to everyone that came on. And thanks to everyone in the chat. I appreciate it, man. And I'll see you guys soon. So take care, everyone. Thanks to everyone in the chat. I'll see you guys soon.